Hello, guys. We are officially live on YouTube with my first ever live stream on this channel. And today we are doing something special with a special guest, Jing Cheng Wang.
Hi, hello.
Hi, very good to have you here on the channel.
Thank you, my pleasure.
So, who are you and how did you get here?
That's a great question. My name, as he said, is Jing Cheng Wang, and most people call me Jing for simplicity reasons. So I got here. Actually, I met Sam about a year ago in school. He was actually looking for actors for his last short film, like in school, which is honestly really dumb, because no one really signed up for that project. But I mean, I did, but we didn't have enough actors, so that project never carried out. But but then we started to actually work together. We actually worked together for actually
One big project.
Well, and also some small projects which we've worked on before. And I mean, he's actually have more experience in films than me. I only got interested in this industry like 2 years ago.
That's not that little as well. 2 years,
2 years
from the 14 years you've been living on this earth.
Earth. Surface of Earth.
Surface of Earth.
And, well, yeah, as you guys might or might not know, today we're here to talking about our new short film.
Yes, that is very much right. So how did you actually I'm also asking this question. How did we meet, or how did we get together and decide to do a film together? I think last summer.
It's actually very interesting. So I mean, I've actually talked about this on my YouTube channel. But it was actually in vacation. I was on vacation and we're just texting each other, and he sent me this script he wrote for a new film, and that's pretty much how we decided that we can go for it. But I mean, actually at the start I was actually really concerned because like the first shot we were actually burning down a house, and I mean I have no idea how we can do this, but it turned out great.
So what are you in this film, or what are you doing for us? Tell them what's happening exactly.
So I am in this film I'm actually the director of photography. So I'm the one who did the storyboard with all the picture, and I'm the one who handled like all the filming during the shoot.
But that's very right. And you were also the light designer, so you designed basically how the shot will be. How it's gonna look. So, but anyways, as some of you guys might know or not know, we are doing this film, as Jing Chang explained, Girl with a Pendant, which is my newest short film, and we are currently in the stage of editing, and it's going quite well. We have started filming or planning for the film during the summer, and we have done the shoot in 2 days. We have shot the film in 2 days, and then we'll release it hopefully this year, but maybe next year.
I mean, it really depends on how the post-editing goes.
Yeah. It's very dependent on us and our individual abilities to finish this film, but it's quite a challenge, not just during the shoot, but also in the post-production, to have everything as we imagine or as we want. And so far it's been going quite well. We have got to work with amazing actors, in my opinion.
Yes, of course.
And and today we have decided to have or answer some of your questions, some of my questions as well for Jing, which are the following actually. So, do you think we have prepared this short film well, or do you think we've kind of just made it up on the spot?
I mean, I think we prepared the live stream really well in like most of the case, but I think there's definitely some point we could have done better, especially with the general schedule of the shoot, because we did it, in my opinion, quite general. We did like from this time to this time we're gonna do scene 1 or like part of scene 1. I think we should have make it more specific, so like up to like maybe from like camera angle 1 to like 5 in this time, so we have like more of idea of how far we're going. So like, are we going like like over schedule or like we're going like off schedule.
But overall, I think we have done a lot of preparing for the film, and it has gone very smoothly. It has helped a lot, unlike projects that I have done previously or projects that perhaps you've done previously.
Yes.
So it was way, way, way better prepared than we were expecting. But there were some issues with when some things didn't work out the way we wanted
Yeah,
to.
exactly. I mean, remember the time where I just messed up the lighting?
Yeah, the lighting where he messed up, but that's gonna come in the conversations anyway later on. So, so the main question that some people might have is what material or what we rented and what we used for the short film. But do you think we have rented the right material for the film? So like the right amount of lights. Maybe we should have gotten, instead of a lens, instead of like 50 euros invested into a lens, maybe we should have gotten more lights. Or do you think we've just done it right?
I mean, for the lens part, I definitely think we like the lens worth every single penny because definitely because we rented the Canon f1.2, which is absolutely amazing at low light, so I feel that worth every single penny. But I think the only part that I might change is the lighting, because I mean, it's sort of a coincidence that we rent 3 like big lights and only 1 small outdoor light. So on the second day of the shoot, where we don't have electricity, the lighting was like a big problem for us.
Yes, that is very right. A big reflection we have done on the second day of the shoot, that we didn't ask a company that was right next to our shooting location to perhaps provide us electricity, and for that reason we were only capable of using 1 light instead of the 4 lights we possessed at that time. But that was one of the major issues. But overall, I think we have rented what we wanted. Or
yeah, I mean, like the one negative side is that we've rented the Zoom H6. You could call this positive or negative, but the part I didn't like about that recorder is that it put every single audio file into its own folder. So in like the post process, I mean, it took us a long time to put all of them like into the like Premiere, so we could actually start to edit like all of the sound.
Yeah, that is very, very true. So what should we have done differently in the shoot if we've done so well renting these materials? Is there anything we should have done differently?
Actually, I think we are good. I think the only part that we should change is the break. I mean, we've planned breaks for the actors, but I mean, like at the end, it end up taking up way too much time, I think.
Yes, just to add to that thought, we have made quite a few amounts of breaks. Maybe a little too many, but at the same time, I believe the actors do need their own time where they can do their own thing. But at times, in my opinion, we have planned some scenes where maybe we had a scene where we shot just one character, and then the next scene just another character, and the next scene the same character from the last scene again, and then they just had this huge amount of time wasted basically just because we didn't plan it exactly precisely, and we still spent a lot of time planning the entire shoot, but not every scene or every shot we didn't think about their own time, I think.
Yes, indeed. I mean, we've like I was actually questioning about the idea of only having a rough schedule of like the whole shoot when like the day before like the shoot.
The day before, yeah. That's when you come up with the best ideas that you should have come up 2 months earlier.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But did the actors, even with the big breaks, do you think they performed the way you wanted them to, or you imagined them performing their roles as?
Most of the time they did. I mean, like especially for like, look at the case that we didn't actually pay them any money. It was a volunteer project. They a lot of time exceeded my expectation on the acting skill, especially for the last scene of day 1.
Yeah, the crying scene. That is very, very true.
Let's talk about the crying scene. I mean,
yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing. But overall, I think the actors have really, really exceeded our expectations due to the fact that it was a voluntary project, and most of the actors, except for one or two, were not at all professional actors, maybe models, or maybe just came out of university or high school and wanted to do some kind of nice project to improve their profile and also actually improve our profile as well with this film.
Of course.
Of course, improving our profile. So they have the biggest thing that for me was a huge help is they might have even had more perseverance and time on their hands than we did. So at the first day we had 14 hours of shoots.
14 hours, yes.
Yeah, and
exactly.
we really got tired by the end of the day, but they also got tired, but not as much as we did. So I feel like they would have thrown in their necks later than we would have.
Yes.
So
I think
perseverance
so.
is a
But
very,
I mean,
very...
they do get like more breaks than us. They're like the scenes where they don't have to do anything, well, we have to be there like every single shot.
Yeah, that is very true. So basically, I really, really did get surprised by the way they have acted. And I mean, we have also done a good job communicating with them.
Yes.
And that's kind of leads me into my next question. Do you think we communicated with the actors the way we wanted to, or do you think you and I, or maybe you, told the actors that you wanted to, and then they developed that into their own thoughts and the way they wanted to act that specific way?
I think a lot of actors develop they develop their own style. Because I mean, actually, I think that's a very positive thing. Because I mean, I've seen directors. I mean, I didn't see, but I've heard directors who makes actors do exactly what he want, and like I mean, the result wasn't really ideal because I mean, everyone has their different style, and
But it did work out the way we wanted. So we will take a short break, and also the equipment we've used were many lights, but our camera was actually my Canon 7D Mark II, which did an amazing performance and had a great battery life, which helped us finish this shoot in a fairly matter.
Wasn't great. We went through like 3 batteries, but just mainly up to us using like too many shots.
So now we will have a short commercial break, and when we come back, we will talk about how we're doing in the post-production or everything that happened after the shoot. So a short break right now. And we are back after that short break. And to just have an information of what we discussed before the break, we have discussed shortly what we did in the before the shoot and during the shoot. So
Yes, exactly.
pre-production and during the shoot, how we talked to the actors and how we have discussed how we should do the film. And now we are on to the second stage of filmmaking, or third, some people might say.
I would say third.
Third, after if you include pre-production, which is post-production. And this, for us, is a very interesting process, right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it's gonna be the easy part.
But it's not at all. Not only because it's heavy of visual effects and sound effects, but also because we have kind of, or I don't want to be mean, but you have kind of failed a task to do, which was one day before the shoot, I told him to, you're the director of cinematography, and you set up the camera the way it should be, and he set, I think, the settings to MP4.
Which, I mean, for some reason, Premiere thinks a good idea.
Yeah, so that's the main thing. And then when we got to Premiere, which is our main editing program, we realized that it doesn't see the files, or it just freezes the entire program. So what I had to do is get a program, which took me around a week, and the 200 videos or more that we have recorded, I had to process them into an MOV file.
No, it's actually still MP4. I don't know, just...
It's another
weird.
file, and then it could open that. It was a very weird process, but that means that we had to waste around 3 weeks. So we got to the actual editing around 3 weeks,
But
near a month after shoot, and so it was a time wasted.
But that's mainly because you spent 2 weeks in the States.
Yeah, that's also because of that, but mainly because of this, because I was working on this as well. So what do you think, now that we're in the editing process, the most frustrating thing is overall?
Actually, if I'm honest here, I would say using the mouse. I'm not to be offensive to you, but I hate your mouse pad. It's way too hard for me. Like, just doesn't track correctly. I'm not sure if that's a wrong setting or something. It just feels really
And about
inaccurate.
the actual editing process, so from VFX, sound effects, color grading, or such thing as that.
I would say trying to put all the clips in the order, so basically VFX. Because sometimes you want to achieve that effects. And at least, I don't know if that's for you, but I mean, at least for me, sometimes I have to think like really hard for a while before like I know where to put what. That's kind of thing for me.
That is also very true, and it's also a pain in the, I don't want to say, but since we recorded audio separately, we have to keep on finding the same ones, and for some of the scenes, we have forgot to record audio on the camera, so the video had no audio, so we had to go by basically vision to match the two things. But, I mean, yeah, and with that comes, like, what were the hardest shots to edit overall? I believe that it was some of the main shots that we have recorded, which was, for an example, a flashback to a scene where our main character, when she was young, was in a accident. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's very heavy of VFX.
Yeah, I would say actually one of the, like, my personal hardest shot would be towards the end, because we are all exhausted at that part, and sometimes we're just missing the shots for some reason.
Yeah, the shots we wanted. But, I mean, it is a teamwork process, and I think we are very much doing a great job. Sometimes, for you or for me, you are more of a struggle, or for you, me, I'm a struggle. I mean, filmmaking is mainly about teamwork, also about teamwork, and how, because if you don't have that relationship like we have, or that you have with the crew in general, it's not gonna be as fun, or as the result won't be as satisfying as you might think or want it to be. So, but I think we are doing great. There were many parts where I just wanted to hit Jing in the head.
Well, same.
So yeah, so I mean, it happens quite often. But then we didn't do it, and then we are now near the finish line.
Of like legal reasons, I cannot hit him in the head, and I mean, if I hit him in the head, we just fail.
So what do you think will be the hardest shot to edit? Going back to the question.
Um, I would definitely say, like, to edit. If we're excluding After Effects here, I would say the hardest one to edit is the last shot. So I don't want to spoil here, but the last shot involved the crying shot, and the reason why it's hard to edit is that it's at like 7 or 8, and I was really exhausted, and my camera movement was just so bad. Like the whole thing was shaking, and like people are going out of focus all the time, and we have to kind of going around that a lot.
Yeah, and in the bigger sets, of course, the role that you have taken overall would be a role divided between 10 people, the focus puller, and the cinema. You would, if you were an actual photography. I'm sorry, you wouldn't even touch the camera.
Well, maybe like once.
Maybe once or twice,
project.
but that wouldn't be the main thing. So that was a difficulty that we had to face. So, in your opinion, what should an editor put the biggest effort into? So, we are putting it into our fire. Even though we didn't even start the fire, that we're going to have to make it as visual effects. But in general, what do you think an editor has to put the biggest effort in? Like color grading, masking, visual effects, sound effects, rough outline of the film, the beginning of the film, and so on and so on.
I would say you have to put in I personally would say a lot more effort into audio, because sometimes, like, especially for film, like the director tells the viewer what they have to see by using like camera. But sometimes it's really hard to express like everything you want to say just by image. So I would say like sound effects helps a lot, and it's definitely something that the actor should care a lot about.
So that is the main thing for the whole crew, not just the editor, then basically. The sound. Because I think at times you feel like you could tell a story with just sound and no video, but sometimes, or the other way around, with just video and no sound, but with sound and no video. But it's better if you have both.
Yeah, but in like quite a few times in the film, like I have hoped that we like made more sound effects. And like even until now, like I still feel that we still have to record the vacuum cleaner part.
Yeah, that is awesome. But what do you think we should do with some of the shots, like you said at the crying part, that you have failed, that didn't turn out as you want, that had shakes, that maybe we didn't even record, or maybe it was just she wasn't in the frame, for an example, in the bed. What should we do with those shots? Should we just keep them and try to put them in the film, or just get rid of them?
I think we should actually try to steal them out. But I would say no. I would say it's more of a process of case by case. Like for some shots, like the crying shot is a really important point of the story. In fact, it's the ending of the story. So I would definitely think you should at least try to keep them in, because otherwise we have to change the whole story. But for
even if there are two angles of one shot and one of the angles isn't working, should we still keep the angle even though we have another angle to use?
I would say still keep it. But on the last important shots, we've already done that. We've discard some of the not so useful shots. Sure.
But yeah, we have tried to use most of the shots, in my opinion. And now that we're really, really deep into editing process, and we have hopefully, to our standards, finished the rough outline of the film, with rough cut, as people would say, when do you think we will finish and screen the film, and why do you think we're going to take so long or so short?
Just gonna be two very different times, because screening and finishing are like two completely separate different things. But I would say to finish the film, we will take another, like, if I think positively, 2 weeks, because we would have like everything placed in the place they have to be. So we now have to do is basically spend quite a bit of time on the fire shots, then like we use whatever we've left, like, for the color grading part. And but if we since don't go alright, since it's not working out as we've expected, then I would say it might take up to another month, because I mean, we're only working on weekends, like.
And also, other projects or tests or exams will come up, which will throw us for our schedule off. But before the film, we were very, very positive to not face any of the struggles we did, and I have projected to finish it around Christmas, maximum New Year's Eve. But now I'm more skeptical. We are trying to keep it between Christmas and New Year's Eve. Do you think that is possible to keep? Or what is the percentage of keeping that deadline?
I would say it's actually till Christmas Eve. No, I mean New Year's Eve. It's gonna be 100% because we have like Christmas break before that, so we could basically do like a 1 week editing session, which would be honestly more than enough to do like finish the whole project.
If everyone's here, but some people might not be here during Christmas. But anyway, I believe we are capable of trying to achieve that goal. And to conclude this video, overall, what do you think? How did the project go? Do you think it went the way you wanted? Did it meet your expectations? Did you imagine it to be more fun, more of a struggle? Because I don't think any of us have done this big of a project until now. We both have done smaller ones. Maybe I have done bigger ones, but I haven't worked with a 8-man crew before, and this was my first time. And for me, before you answer, for me it was. It made fun for me. I had fun, but at the same time, it was a huge struggle at times, and sometimes you just want to throw it out the window and be like, oh, the next one will be better.
I mean, like, absolutely. I mean, I was definitely expecting much smoother. So when I was doing pre-production, I was annoyed. I'll be honest here, especially doing the storyboard, because my art is really, really bad. But after doing that, I thought, okay, it's gonna only be downhill from this point. Shoot's gonna be easy, post is gonna be easy.
Uphill, you mean not downhill? Downhill means going uphill.
Okay, whatever.
Downhill, that wouldn't be so good if the storyboard went so bad.
But I would say, like, I expected the shoot to be much smoother, but turns out not so great. I mean, it turns out great, but it's just much more of a challenge.
Yeah, hopefully the result will be better than expected at the very beginning.
And I think also post turns out much harder than expected. Like,
especially using a program you don't know. Only I know the program somewhat well.
I mean, like, I was expecting, like, to me, post, it's something that you just lean back in your chair and just click some mouse and drop in some effects and
yeah, and we also have to kind of make time for our schedule. I can't just edit it alone because I'd like to have your input in the film. For an example, today he had a very good idea with one of the flashbacks, and when we got back, we developed both of our ideas. He had an idea, and then I had an idea, and then we made it into one idea, and it was amazing. It turned out beautiful, in my opinion. We will. And also, a question I'd like to add the viewers is, please comment down below if you would like to have an input in the film, because then we might publish it to Vimeo, and then there is an option for them to comment on what they think we should change it for some scenes that we're not sure in.
Yes.
Do you think? I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
so
I would say that's
we have a third view
idea
on the film, and also I will be asking many people on their opinion. But as of right now, we are doing very good. We are in the middle of editing, and hopefully it will go just as smoothly as it did till now. I think we didn't have too many troubles after we got all the footage processed into a new type of file. But since then, it's been going quite well.
Yeah, I think so, yes.
So, thank you for tuning in, whoever did, and if you're watching it after we streamed it live, also comment down below if we should do the Vimeo, and if you're live now, comment it now, and hopefully we should do a part 2 on your channel and my channel to this live stream, and hopefully we will, don't know when, maybe after, if you guys want to see it after we have done the editing and maybe we're about to screen it, maybe we should live stream it before screen, maybe we should do it after everything is finished, so we're basically done with the project.
I mean, let us know what you think, and also I can do a shameless plugin here, like on my channel, which I think we should link like in the description.
We will definitely link or comment his channel in the description. Please check it out. He uploads much more than I do, not 3 times a month.
No, one time in 3 months to be exact on your
Alright.
channel.
Oh no.
I would on my channel actually do a part 3. It's gonna be a post-commented video, so it's gonna be much more what I would say like more like
Chill.
more chill and like a lot more info in it.
Yeah, and just as I'm thinking about it, we could also play the film, and then we could do a post commentary on the film while it's playing. Reflect on.
I mean, like we can do a react to our own.
Yeah. That's what I'm
film.
meaning.
But
or
we're kind of going off topic here, but
yeah. So this is just thinking into the future. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. Do comment down below, as I said, for the Vimeo and what you want to see in the next live stream. And thank you very much for joining me, Jing, on this big journey. Not just the live stream, but overall this huge project, which I think will turn out very well. So you've been a great partner. If I haven't said that earlier, it's been a blessing being with you and having to get to know you. I think you also got to know me better. Also, my bad and my good side.
Yes. Okay. I mean, maybe your bad side.
Maybe my bad side. My bad side comes out a lot. So anyway, again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in maybe the next video in 1 month or in like a very long time. But also check out his channel, link in the description. Bye.
Bye.